Hi everybody, welcome back to the craft room. Today's card is going to be made using this stamp from KatzelKraft and the Jungle. So pull that one out. I've got some alcohol markers, some white card, and I am going to do a couple of sentiments on my ScanNCut. I don't know which one I'm going to use yet, but a few people have said they would like to see that, so I'm going to pop that how I did that in now. If you don't want to see it, I'll try and remember to put a where to skip to carry on with the card, so I'll try and put that down here. Okay, so over to the PC. Okay, so here we are in Canvas Workspace, and I'm going to do 3 sentiments, I think, so because I may as well do more than I need all at once. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a square on here and make that 5.5 inches square, just as a guide, so I know how big I'm doing my sentiments. And I am going to go into layers and just toggle the lock on so that it won't move. So my first sentiment is going to be so much to do, oops, and then no desire to do it. So there's my first sentiment, and I'm going to change the font on that. Let me just find a font that I like. Okay, so the font I'm using on this one is Childsplay, which is one that was created by Natalie Ballard. I'll put in the description how you can get that if you want it. So I'm going to make that a bit smaller and just use this as a template to see what sort of size I want that at. Right, because I think I want this in a line together, so let's do this. I'm going to highlight both of them and just line them up, so that's on the edit screen, and it's just line them up to the bottom just so that they're straight there. And also I'm going to right click on there and group those together. So I'm going to do that a little bit smaller, and I think that's okay. So I'm going to pop that down there. Now it's a single line font, so I don't have to do anything with any fills or anything to make it solid. It's a single line, so it will the pen will just write it in a single line. So my next one is going to be I'm a person who wants to do Right, I'm going to, while I'm here, just centre that, and I'm also going to right click and group that one as well. So before I make it too small, I'm going to change the font again. So let me just find one that I like. So the font I've chosen for that one is called Kitchen Counter, and I think I got that from dafont.com. I'll put a link in the description for that as well. So, because this font is just an outline one, for it to fill it in, you need to put a fill in there. It's the easiest way to do it rather than doing it on the machine. So the fill colour, we put that in as black, and then it should write it with a fill in there. So I think I'm going to put that onto a matte layer, so I shall leave that in there and have it cut it out. This one is just going to be in a rectangle cut, so I'll put that on in a minute. And our final one, which is going to say, no, I haven't had my coffee yet. Why do you ask? And again, I'm going to highlight both of those and center that one, and then right click and group them. And let me have a look for a font for this one. Okay, I think I'm going to go with that one, which is Are You Freaking Serious? And that is also the font. And while I'm here, I'm going to fill that one and then just shrinky-dink it down. So those are the 3 sentiments I'm going to do. And on here, in the layers, we need to get these so that they are draw and not cut. So you can either do it on here, you can highlight the group and do the whole thing up there. So it's just different ways of doing the same thing. So they're all set to draw, my shape's set to cut, which I will unlock now, and I will just put a rectangle around these two. So that's it. So quick double check, we've got the shapes we want to cut set at cut, and the ones we want to draw set at draw. So I am going to send that to the ScanNCut. It says OK, and because I'm on a Mac it comes back to this screen, it won't on a PC. So that's that done. I am going to just save this. Sentiments. And we're done. So I need to go and try and sort out a camera to show you the ScanNCut bit. So we'll be over there next. See you in a bit. Okay, so I'm just going to load my mat in. And I've got my card on there. So let's retrieve data. Right, there's everything we want. So I don't know if you can see that, but all the draw lines are in blue and the cut lines are in black. So let me get my pen. The pen holder I'm going to be using is this 3D fun prints. And I'm just going to pop a fine liner in there and pop that into the machine. And I'm going to say, okay, please select draw. And I'm going to do start. It's going to say attach appropriate holder because this is a fun prints one. So if you're putting a brother one in, you wouldn't get this. So I'm just going to say okay and then start again. And we're going to draw. And I'm going to move the camera so you can see it. And I'm going to speed it up quite a lot because it's going to take 20 minutes, which is the colouring in. So if you were just doing a single line font, it wouldn't take quite as long. So that's the drawing done. So I'm going to OK that, take my pen out, pop the blade in and do a select and do a cut and a starting off cutting. All done. Okay. Unload the mat and I'll see you back at the desk. Okay, so there's the 3 sentiments that I did. So I could actually use any of these with this this image. So, but I've got a little card that I'm going to put that on, I think, so I'll keep that. And I think I might do this one. But what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to stamp this and colour it and then cut it out and stick it on. And then I'll do matte layers and make the card and such. So let's get on with the stamping and colouring. Okay, so this watercolour Ecoline in black, I'm just going to go around the edge. So there's our little element, which I'm going to put on there. But I'm now thinking that this is a little bit chunky for that image. So I might have to do it again in a different font. So I'll do that, but it'll be exactly the same as what I've already done. I'll just go in, I'll change this font to probably Childsplay, which is a bit thinner, and just do a quick draw of that. So I will be right back. So that didn't take long to do that, and I think I like that a little bit better. So I am just going to make the card base. I'm going to do a black matte layer for this one. So let me make that and cut the matte layers. Okay, so I'm going to get this put together. So that's today's card, but I thought I would just show you what I was going to do with one of the other sentiments, because I think this is quite a quick one, and it's sort of with a few little leftovers. So what I've got is I've got part of the peanut set that I bought is this little pad. So if you only got the pad, you can still make some pretty cool cards, because what I did was I cut out this, if I can find it, I cut out that image, because you get a couple of each of these, so I cut out that image from the paper pack, and I've got this little bit left over from when I did. Someone asked me what I'm thinking when I tap my fingers, and I'm actually not thinking of anything. I'm just trying to get my brain to start working again. So I can't remember what card it was, but I think it was the Snoopy Happy Birthday, I think. So I've got a bit of that left over. I've got some black and white card, and I should have a card for the base. Let me go grab a card for the base. So there's my base. So what I thought I would do is just have that mat on there, that mat on there, and have him there with the sentiment. So something along those lines, but I might make this a little smaller, bring him down a little bit. So let me make the card base first, and then I'll think about the layout. So there's that card just with the paper pack. And there's the first card that we were making anyway. So today's card with a Snoopy bonus and sentiments done on the ScanNCut. So hope that was helpful to the ScanNCut guys that wanted to see that. So that's it for this time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Okay, bye.